Hey, Over Sports, Jacob Ober here. Welcome back to the Monday After. This is this web series where I'll be giving an in-depth and more critical analysis of the football game from Sunday between the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. And what a football game it was. I'm sure many of you have seen my instant reactions video from last night, and I was pretty excited, as you could tell. I was kind of short of breath because it was just such an exciting football game. I mean, this is as good a football game as you're going to get. It's just incredible to see football games like this. Certainly one of the best football games of the year across the NFL so far. The Packers and the Cowboys. The Packers got off to a really shaky start. Cowboys opened up the first possession on a 7-0 lead. The Packers had a chance to get off the field early, but Dak Prescott made a great play, and he found his receiver, I think it was Bryce Butler, way deep in Packers territory, and they got a touchdown out of it. I do want to say that that touchdown was a little bit iffy because the Packers did get off the field on this drive on the third down in the red zone, but because Dez dropped it, Dez did drop it. But Blake Martinez came in and I guess he was going to tackle him, and he kind of like his elbow hit his helmet, and he got flagged for a personal foul, and it was a horrible call, one of the worst personal foul calls I've ever seen. But the Packers won the game, so it doesn't matter. But that if the Packers lost, that call would have been huge. So the Packers just really didn't play good football in this game. The Cowboys dominated the time possession in the first half. I mean, the Packers played dreadful defense, especially in the pass defense. They were unable to cover any receivers. Prescott was 15 for 19 for 168 yards and 3 touchdowns. They couldn't get off the field on third down. It seemed like every third down the Cowboys had, the Packers weren't able to stop them. Especially third and longs, third and mediums. We just couldn't get off the field. We gave up big plays on plays that should have been losses for the Cowboys. Like, we should have got Prescott in the backfield at least a couple times, and he got away and made some great play. The run defense was a good sign. The run defense is the only good part of the first half. The run defense held Ezekiel Elliott under 40 yards in the first half, and the Cowboys' run game was really just a non-factor until later on in the second half. But yeah, the Cowboys jumped out to a 21-6 start, and then the Packers cut it to 21-12 by halftime. Mason Crosby missed those 2 extra points, and it was not a good day for the Packers special teams. They were 1 for 4 on extra point attempts. They missed a 2-point conversion in there, and they missed 2 extra point field goals. Just not a good day for the special teams at all. Second half, though, bit of a different story for the Packers. Their defense was still pretty shaky, but the offense really turned it on, and the offense was able to keep the defense off the field for the most part. The Cowboys dominated the first half in time possession, but the Packers dominated the time possession in the second half. And the longer you have Aaron Rodgers on the field, the better you're going to be as a team. So the Packers come out in the second half. They have 2 straight scoring drives. They get a field goal. Then the next drive, they get a touchdown. They have a 22-21 lead early in the fourth quarter before Dallas marches right back down and kicks a field goal to take a 24-22 lead. And that's where the 2 extra points really came into play because the Packers weren't able to convert on those. And if the Packers lost, those extra points would have been the difference between going to overtime and losing the football game. So the next drive for the Packers, they go 3 and out, but then the Packers defense forces a turnover, a pick 6 by Demarius Randall off the tip ball that was dropped by Terrence Williams. Packers take a 28-24 lead, but the Cowboys on the next drive, they were just masterful. They had joined 8 minutes off the clock. Ezekiel Elliott was pounding. They pounded the ball. Ezekiel Elliott. We had no answer like we did in the first half for the run defense. Honestly, it looked like we were going to lose the game at that point. I mean, they got it down there under minute 30, and then on the second down play, I remember that they took a shot to the end zone, and that stopped the clock. And I remember thinking that is a huge mistake for the Cowboys because that just, I mean, if they punch this thing in, I mean, instead of the clock keeping running, because if they kept running the ball, they would have kept moving the ball, and the clock would have kept running. And if Aaron Rodgers might have gotten seconds instead of over a minute. So, the touchdown run by Dak Prescott after the fourth down call was overturned. It looked like the Packers stopped him on fourth down, and that would have probably won the football game so long as the Packers were able to get a first down. The next play, after the review, they determined that Ezekiel Elliott did get a first down. But after that play, the next play, they do the read option. Prescott keeps it, scores a touchdown with 1 minute 13 left, and I thought to myself, that's a mistake, because Aaron Rodgers, 1 minute 13, a timeout, starting at his own 25. I just couldn't see how Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have been able to at least get the Packers into field goal range, and he did. And the first play of the drive, the back shoulder fade to Adams for the first down. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna get down there. We're gonna get a chance here. Aaron Rodgers is just so good, buying time, being clutch late in games. That 3rd down and 8, the big play of the game, the real big play of the game, if you don't count the game-winning touchdown pass. 3rd and 8, we're inside the Cowboys 35. Aaron Rodgers rolling to his left, and he's about to get sacked. It looks like he's going to get sacked. The defensive end is closing in on him. And somehow, some way, he was able to stay upright and evade the tackle and get the first down. And that was just that was one of the most clutch plays I've seen Aaron Rodgers ever make, because if he gets sacked there, the clock is ticking down. We've got about 20 seconds left. We have to run, because you can't spike the ball. Remember, it's 4th down. So you have to run your field goal unit on the field. We don't have any timeouts. You have to run your field goal unit on the field and get a kickoff within 20 seconds. And remember, Mason Crosby missed the 2 extra points. If Mason Crosby just wasn't there. His mind wasn't in the right place after missing those 2 extra points. So, there's just if we're not going to win this football game if Aaron Rodgers gets sacked there, and he was able to stay in bounds, stay upright, get out of bounds, stop the clock, and then we had 3 chances to throw it to the end zone. The first time we threw it to the end zone, it was a fade to Adams. It was thrown a little bit low, and I think it was Jordan Lewis who was the corner. He was easily able to knock it away. And I said to myself, Aaron Rodgers needed to throw that ball higher. And Davante Adams actually comes back to the huddle after that play and tells Aaron Rodgers, you need to throw the ball higher than that. And I'm going to make the catch. So call the same play again. And Rodgers calls the same play again, same exact route, except the ball is a little bit higher, and it's a perfect throw. And Davante Adams makes a great adjustment on the ball over Jordan Lewis, and Packers win the game. The Cowboys did give us a little bit of a scare, because they had that one. The first play that they got the ball back, they threw it deep, and Cole Beasley was wide open. He was open, and he would have been down inside the 30 of Green Bay if he had made that catch, if Prescott hadn't overthrown him. He was wide open. And Gallup had a timeout, so they could call a timeout, and they could have one shot to the end zone at the 25-30-yard line. That was a huge play as well, but he overshot it. We got lucky. Next play, they do the lateral thing. They get pretty far. They give us a little bit of a sweat, but the Packers get out of it, and they win the game. After that game, though, I can't understand how anyone can't say that Rodgers isn't clutch, because Aaron Rodgers was so clutch on that drive. It was beautiful. And it's just like, if you leave this guy time at the end of a football game to go down the field and win it, 9 times out of 10, I feel like he's going to do it. I felt so confident after that first play that Aaron Rodgers was going to lead us down the field and at least tie the game. There was just almost no doubt in my mind. He's just so good at what he does. He's able to buy time. He's just pinpoint accuracy. What else is there to say about him? He's just a fantastic football player. And another guy I want to talk about, Aaron Jones, was really impressive as well. The rookie running back, he had 19 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown. Watch out for him, because he's definitely going to be giving Montgomery a run for the starting running back position when Montgomery returns from injury. And honestly, I don't see how the Packers don't start Aaron Jones next week, even if Montgomery is back, because he was just phenomenal this week, and he was a big part of why the Packers won too. Aaron Rodgers didn't have to throw the ball as much as he was used to. He only threw it 29 times. It was the first time all year where I can remember him throwing that few passes. But it was a win for the Packers. Everyone played a part. The pass defense definitely needs some work, obviously. The special teams need some work. But the Packers are in a good position right now. They're 4-1. They're in the running for that 1 seed. They're at the top of the NFC North. And looking ahead to next week, I think we've got a. It's going to be tough to go into Minnesota like it always is. But I think the Packers are in a good place in terms of confidence. And I mean, it's hard to see the Packers. It's really hard to see the Packers regressing after this game. This was just a huge win for them in Dallas, in Jerry World. I mean, it's what else? What else can you say? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll have another video later this week or something. But if not, then I'll see you next Sunday for my instant reactions for the Minnesota Green Bay game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the game. It was a fantastic game, and I'm really glad to say I got to watch it. So anyways, guys, leave a like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.